Alyssa
is typically better with that defensive play, but now you can't counteract them. When she gets one on offense, that's pretty good. But another thing, talking about on offense,
what a
going
pass.
off is Koala from the corner, hitting that ball up over one.
To a goal. That could have been devastating. Then we have this right here. Kova's with a beautiful, beautiful double cut. This is what's going to happen. You've got to see. I was going to say you're going to have to see Reese. There you go. Oh my God. This is an entire clip for like double.
No, this is
with 2 clips in a row.
Putting it off, Bowsy putting it back into the middle. The ton there to knock it onto the sidewall. Lack taking it forward for a pass for Bowsy. An amazing shot, an even better save from Moto. Phenomenal so far. Ton pushing it in, but Lack kind of winning that 50, and Bowsy with a shot on Moto with another save. Incredible defense from Moto here.
Conway.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sunday night FDL action. I am here, your boy Conway Twitchy, joined by everyone's favorite goose of many hats, Galloway Sackett. Galloway, how are you doing tonight?
I got my nachos, I got my cheese, I got myself some water, and I got myself a good old Conway beside me. I think I'm doing fantastic, especially since I get to cast some Rocket League with you, brother.
I feel that. I'm hanging here with a Bang Star Blast, and everything's going fantastic, but I am very much excited for this matchup here. Huskies Unicorns Adept League. Like I said before, Adept has really been one of the more action-packed leagues of the season. So who do you got for this one?
Well, I don't think I can say because I don't want there to be any accusations of bias. I think I know what to expect, but it also depends on what team or what players the teams throw out there, which you and I can see that, but the viewer at home cannot see that. And I'm also not familiar with 2 of these players on the field, so
That's
I think I know what to
fair.
expect, but who knows, man? I'm ready to be surprised.
Yeah, well, let's get these folks in here and get this match going. I told them to rock and roll here. It looks like it's Too Cool and Austin for the Unicorns, and Flipping Reset and Executioner for the Huskies. Should be a good one here. Right off the first kickoff, Executioner and Austin. Austin's going to get a good shot, a good touch over here to the Huskies side. Too Cool already putting a shot towards the net. Austin's going to get a good follow-up. There was a good challenge there by Executioner who wasn't able to get to it, unfortunately. This one going to flight back to the Unicorn side. Unicorns are pushing up. Too Cool has it. Gets a good flick, but Executioner reads that perfectly. Austin is all the way back, and I really like the pressure that these Unicorns are putting on. And I got to say, the team play is definitely showing up really quickly here.
Absolutely, and I'm also loving the pressure that Unicorns are putting on. That's going to be a big demo, leaving it wide open after that whiff, and Austin will throw it in there. We have the first goal 36 seconds in. Unicorns taking it away from a big-time demo from Too Cool, who we all know Conway loves to grab those demos.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen a lot of that demo play to take out the goalie here recently. That's kind of something that you see a lot more when the teams are coordinating with each other and getting good comms. That's going to touch over to the Huskies side. Looked like Too Cool pushed up to get the boost and wasn't able to, or it just rotated back, left the ball there for the Huskies. We're going to keep it in. Executioner's going to put the ball on net. Austin with a good clear out to the corner. Too Cool goes up for that, can't get it. Teammates running into each other for the Huskies. Ball is pushing towards the net. Executioner's going to play it off the corner. Good touch to get it around Austin. Can't get it around Too Cool though. Flipping is there with a long clear, and Executioner is back, but that ball is going to roll too far for them to get a shot. Going to bounce it off the wall and reset to the Unicorns. Austin sends it over to the Huskies side, and Too Cool was pushing up, but Flipping is going to get there, and Executioner is just going to push this one back.
Indeed, you can definitely tell that they are now ready for the demos, especially with Austin dodging Too Cool, going in for it. But Too Cool still never relenting, still trying to get another one, but couldn't get it. No boost, Austin almost gets a crazy save, but Executioner throwing it right to his weak spot, where it is a weak save, if anything. Just a beautiful patience and control and accuracy, and that is how you want to tie this game back up. Executioner for the Huskies.
Yeah, Austin got the touch, and maybe if they had pushed the nose of the car up a little bit there as they were rotating through there, that ball goes out. But unfortunately, had some momentum and just stayed put there, flipping with a good save. But Austin's going to get a second chance and a double touch off the backboard. And Unicorns come snapping right back into this one. Too Cool looked like he had tried to go for the bump on flipping. Maybe affected the defense there a little bit. But Austin floating up and getting a double touch.
Beautiful double touch it was to regain the lead, and that's one thing I think we're going to see a lot of from the Unicorns here is just their non-hesitancy to go into the air. Also, a demo, Too Cool will take it. Austin taking it slow. Going to go for the pass off the backboard, but Executioner will cut that plan off from happening. Now, Too Cool going to take his time. Going to try to pop it up. Going to try bait in one. Gets the first one. Gets the second one, and that is an absolutely gorgeous play by Too Cool. Get it past Too Cool dudes himself to throw it in for his second goal, I believe it was. No, his first.
Yeah, he had another shot earlier, didn't go in, but Austin's been following up and taking those second shot opportunities. First one there for Too Cool, and right now, Unicorn's looking to be firmly in control of this game. We are just about halfway. Flipping's going to send this over. Austin's going to keep it in, and I got to say, a key for the Huskies here is probably going to be to settle in. I think they're getting just a little too excited. It is the first game, maybe some first game jitters, and they're finding themselves out of position. They haven't really had any answer for the teamwork, and just when I say that, there was a pass from Austin. Too Cool grabs it, and Executioner was in the net trying to jump across there. Just oof, we've all been there. Caught the crossbar and deflected it inside the goal net.
We have that goal is just a stalwart defender. It will not move, and it will turn away cars and balls. But Executioner trying to get something going to stop this Unicorns team. Can't quite get on target. Flipping does go up in there. Can't get it on target either. Flipping does get a bump, however, on Too Cool, venting out some frustration. This will be into an open net counterattack, and Austin will sink that for his hat trick. This Unicorn team is off to the races, sprinkling all of the magical unicorn power dust, whatever you want to call it, out into this field, and they are off to the races for Brazil. Still got 2 more to go, but they are, at this rate, going to get to it.
Yeah, a little bit of time. The Huskies haven't really had an answer. They scored, I believe, did they score first? I don't think they scored first.
No.
Either way, it doesn't matter. They have not really had an answer. They are pushing up, but Too Cool's there. Austin's going to charge at this ball. Executioner flipping through the air. Tried to throw Austin off. Wasn't able to, but that ball's going to get centered. And once again, just a beautiful 50 win by Austin. Executioner gets back on defense. Austin gets bumped by Executioner, who's got the ball, going to settle it down. Both of the, that's just going to be a little mistouch there. Thankfully for them, it goes wide, but I was going to say both of the Unicorns were setting up there kind of in the middle, staggered, which was beautiful to see. Executioner with a shot. Too Cool with the save. Flipping's going to go up for another shot. Austin's going to send that one away. Ball goes off of Too Cool. Austin has it up the side. Executioner's going to punch this one right back in. They're doing a lot of long clears, not really maintaining possession of that ball. This one could be a big deal, but Executioner, that ball gets taken right off his roof by Austin and right back to the middle. Too Cool's going to take a shot. 1 minute left. I don't know if the Huskies are going to have an answer in this game. Maybe they try to get one on the board.
Hopefully they can, for their sakes, to get something building up into game 2. And it was the Huskies who scored the second goal of the game, because Unicorns scored the first, they scored the second to tie it up. Then it's just been 4 non-stop since from the Unicorns, who are trying to fight to get that 5th one straight. But the Huskies doing a good job, just maybe finally figuring out how to slow them down, stop them here and there. Like you said, those big long clears have not really been to the benefit of the team, but maybe right here they can get something going. Executioner a little too far back, so they really push it. They will get the ball up mid. A miss there on the goal line will make it open, but Austin does get back for the save. Executioner trying to keep it on the Unicorns half, but no boost to his name at all. Flipping now going for it. Going to try to get this going down. Maybe to try to get that one last goal. That's a pop to his teammate. Executioner is going to have to try to control it. He does grab that kind of way, but Too Cool is there to slam it off of his hood, and the Unicorns take game 1 in a pretty dominating game, or 5-1 game.
Yeah, 10 shots for the Unicorns, 8 shots for the Huskies, 4 saves by flipping, 6 saves total for the Unicorns. Just looking really strong all the way through, and you're right. The Huskies started figuring out there, but they're going to have to be careful with that ball on their roof or trying to make any carry moves, because it really looks like Too Cool is just stealing that ball right off the roof. And that's not something you can really easily defend, If it's up there,
Yeah.
you have to be careful to keep it balanced. But they're figuring it out, and I would hope to see them carry that into the next game. Scoreboard's not going to look like it's close. Really, a lot of it was just them playing really aggressively up front, and there's a lot of balls that ended up behind them. So hopefully they can clear that up and get right back into this one. But Unicorns dominated that first game and had some really good team play there, like I said, and that's something that they're going to have to fight.
Indeed, and I mean, really, the stat line's not too different at all, other than just a goal count, because the shots difference was 10-8, with Unicorns having 10. The save difference was only 1. I mean, the stats were very identical. The only difference is those shots that were not getting saved were more accurate from the Huskies or Unicorns. So the Huskies can tighten up their shooting. They could, and if they can't stop the offensive push as much, they can tighten their own offense up. That will at least bring it closer by default. But we'll have to see as game 2 is on the way. A big demo there. He's Too Cool with no boost, trying to get something funky going. Can't quite get it. Executioner, good disruption play. But Too Cool will beat the last man to get a beautiful double touch. I myself cannot hit. This man is just absolutely gorgeous over here, hitting that double touch to start us off.
Yeah, the team play was there. He had left it. Executioner had disrupted and then left it for flipping, and flipping just wasn't able to get to that ball in time. Gonna have to, tighten up that spacing a little bit. But I think that they're starting to cook here. I think they're gonna get this going, and we should have a good series. We love to see them go to 5, so we're hoping that can happen here.
We do, but we know the players themselves don't, and they're the ones going down at the beginning. So we'll have to see what happens. We know the Unicorns going to 9th, playing an easy sweep. Too Cool can't get it out of the corner. The Executioner will take his time to collect this ball. Want to try to take it in mid, try to pass to his teammate. Ends up holding control over it. Now it's a race. Too Cool will get it. Flipping does back off, but he's going to go for a double. Gets it around 1, but his teammate's not able to get there. Executioner will play it to the corner. Austin will back off, be patient. I say him Austin, but as the weirdest spelling of Austin, I just now realized how it's spelled. My mind is not destroyed, but just like Too Cool. Good timing there, Flipping. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Executioner's going to bring this ball down. Just not a lot on that to keep it there. It could have been strategic, though, that ball, by flipping and a drop down middle. And once again, just leaving the net open. Everybody up too far. Not going to be what they wanted, but this is exactly what just happened here. Too Cool gets back and gets another goal. 3:34 left in the game. There's still plenty of time. The Huskies just can't get lost in the sauce way up in the front.
Indeed. Those who are not lost in the sauce is the Unicorns, however. They're just off. Didn't slow down at all from that first game. However, Austin going for 50 against Flipping. Flipping will win it, but Executioner will get demoed. Low boost, so he had to try to play that slow. He just opened himself up for this team that really loves it, but Flipping almost took it right off the hood of Too Cool. Couldn't put it on target. Austin was there to clear it out. Going for another 50. It goes towards the Huskies net. Austin will get it going some more, but does lose out the battle and lose the battle for the boost. So now Too Cool is by himself. A potential 2v1 Executioner. Beautiful control of that ball. Throws that butt onto that ball and just wraps it around Too Cool's car.
Yeah, and that's the patience and control that we were talking about, and getting them kind of down there. High percentage shots, and that is definitely one to get it down there over those defenders. But Austin storming right back. Flipping can't get back across there for that one, and that 1-goal lead is extended to 2 again, just right off the kickoff. Flipping going for boost and not able to get back for that ball. That's unfortunate.
It really is, because you just got a goal to finally stop the 7 or 6 goal in a row streak that Unicorns were on. They were on a scoring drought, this Huskies team, and Unicorns were 6 in a row. But with that goal, they stopped it. They got them back within one. That is just so devastating for it to be quickly evaporated. But they have scored, Conway. So they know they can do it this game. That dam's already been broken. And at the halfway marker, I have full confidence that they will get another one. The execution now trying to get out of this corner. Austin will not let it get out. We have brief 2v1. That was almost as dangerous clear as Too Cool was there, but went right past them. And it's just good action between these two teams right now, Conway.
Yeah, a lot of good aerial play, a lot of good touches. I like the play that the Unicorns are doing. That one's going to drop. Executioner had a chance to tap it in and couldn't, and once again caught way out in front of way out of the net. They're lucky that one wasn't another goal, just barely off the wall, but they certainly tightened it up and had some opportunities. They're warming up, so Austin playing these demo plays well. That is certainly not helping the Huskies here. They haven't gone for too many demos themselves. They've had opportunities, and Executioner's going to bounce that one off the corner and punch it in. Nobody able to get back to it, and that was an absolute beauty of a shot. Just punched it in over Austin and letting that one ride the wall and roll. Oh, those are so satisfying when you hit them, but those corners are so unpredictable.
Oh yeah, those corners can be a very fickle teammate, but whenever you get that favorable bounce, it's so beautiful. It's Too Cool now trying to dribble it, get it past two, but it can't. That ball will get saved out by Execution now. Flipping will push it back down. Austin, however, is there to get it back towards the Huskies corner. Austin in the air, gets it towards the net. Executioner will get the save. Too Cool now playing shadow defense. Executioner trying to get an eye on him. We'll go for a flick shot, and we'll pop it right over Too Cool's head to tie this back up. We have ourselves a tight ball game, Conway, with just over a minute remaining. And I could not tell you how this game's going to end. Unlike game one, where at this point it was pretty much set in stone. This one is wide open.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Executioner is able to do all that with all boosts. So all the mechanical stuff is there. They just really have to work on positioning and the shots and everything else in the team play for sure, setting it up. But it seems like they're starting to hit their rhythm. They've got the last two goals here in this game unanswered. Executioner with a really good aerial bump. We don't see those very often. Usually if that kind of stuff happens, it's on a 50, but Executioner came from behind. And just a good shot there by Flipping, not able to get that one in. Too Cool's going to send that one towards the other corner. Going to challenge it, misses it. Executioner's there, gets a bump from Too Cool, which may have helped that clear chance. Executioner with a touch. The ball's going to drop down for Austin with excellent car control to keep that one down. And then, oh my goodness, what a pinch there. It looked like Flipping was trying to push that ball a little further and just knocked it in off the nose of Austin's car, sending it long. That ball's on net. Flipping's going to punch it out. 10 seconds left. Huskies trying to stay alive, and Unicorns really trying to end this one. There's an attack there. The ball is up. Knowing the prowess of these two teams, zeros on the clock is probably not going to matter for a while because they're going to keep everything they can to keep this ball up in the air. And as we say that, ball still going in the air, gonna hit. We go to OT in game number 2, and I really like the way the Huskies have tightened up their play here. So we'll have to see who wins this sudden death matchup.
I agree. I really love how it's tightened up here. Excuse me. And I will say, the shot count very close. It's a 4-5 shot count. Unicorns with 7. And the saves are a little bit spaced out now, 4-2. The Unicorns having a 2. That's just another save from the Huskies. It just goes to show that these shots from the Unicorns are a little bit more dangerous just by definition. But you cannot count out the Huskies because we've seen just how efficient their shooting has been, Conway. And it's not much I can say. It's just very good gameplay from both these two teams. They're almost evenly matched, if not even in themselves. Well, I mean, obviously they are. It's a tie game in OT.
Yeah, we're approaching 1 minute here. Flipping's going to get the demo on Austin. Executioner gets the boost. Had to wait for it. Might cost him a split second here. Austin finally responds. Austin's going to chase that ball into the corner. Executioner is going to carry it. Too Cool demoed Flipping. But that ball's going to roll right back to Flipping. A little bit of a mistouch there. Going to go back towards the net. Too Cool racing towards it. Too Cool's going to watch that bounce. Executioner's going to get that one, maybe behind Austin, who's going to have to chase this one. It's up in the air. He's going to push it. He's going to carry it. He's got all the boost in the world. That one off the back wall. Executioner's going to send it the other way and say, yeah, I can do that too. Too Cool played that ball, but it bounced off his nose. Flipping's going to send this to the corner. Too Cool's going to send that long. That is on target. Executioner going to save that one carefully. Tried to do a little flick there. It did not go where he was hoping it would go.
Dangerous.
That one sent back the other way. Too Cool's pushing up on this, but Executioner's going to get there. Austin better watch out because he has a Husky on his tail, and it looks like to be Executioner, but it started off as Flipping, I think.
I think you're right, but man, oh man, Conway, what an intense game. You had a 2v1 with Too Cool interfering with the goalie, but couldn't get it done. And now we got still 2 minutes into this. And one of the things I really want to commend from both of these teams is not just the amount of pressure they're able to put up and the amount of defense, but the air control of their car as well has been phenomenal from Adept League. And it's just amazing. It makes me think, why am I not in Adept when I can't do half the amount of air control that these guys can? Thanks a lot, Chris, with a K. But I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing from these two teams. I mean, I have nachos and cheese right now. I almost wish I had popcorn and champagne because this has been a feast for the eyes.
Popcorn and champagne is an interesting combo there. I like the thought, but yeah, they're going here. Executioner's going to drop this down. It's going to get past Austin. Both of the Unicorns able to get there. Too Cool's going to bounce off the wall. Executioner just doing everything he can to keep that ball away. The ball's going to go center. Executioner's there. Flipping is there as well. Maybe a little bit of a spacing issue. We'll have to see if that made a difference there. Good shot on net. It got tagged. It got barely tagged by somebody, and that one's going to go in, and the Unicorns are going to take this game too. But they almost went to a second, basically played a second game there with 3:18 in overtime.
Indeed, Flipping reset almost got enough on that to send it wide, but instead it still went into that corner pocket. Very, very close second game. Executioner will be joining the 1,000-point Mile High Club. Hats off to that dude there. And when I last talked about the shot count, Conway, for the Huskies, it did not change, except for maybe like one shot. Unicorns, however, exploded with like 4 or 5 more shots after that. Saves, of course, exploded for Huskies. The Unicorns just are dominating. They're both equally pressuring the other, but the Unicorns are pressuring around the goal, where the Huskies' pressure is not amounting to that goal line. And that's making a huge difference because that amount of pressure is allowing the Unicorns to slip more of those goals in there. They've tightened up a lot on offense, which is what we wanted to see. Now just tighten that up on defense, shore up those 50s or control those challenges there and on defense. Man, I would not be surprised to see Huskies win themselves a game here by 2 or 3 if they can just do that.
Yeah, and Flipping going over 3 there probably hurts just a little bit, but you know, they had some good opportunities, and if they can make at least one of those or 2 of those, I think that they'll be all right. But Executioner had about 5 saves there. They were just throwing everything away from the net there. As we go into this game 3, match point for the Unicorns. We'll have to see how they come out because we know that they're strong, but the Huskies have been putting up a fight. I like to say it, but you know, they have that dog in them.
You know, I was going to say they're in a dog fight in the skies as well as on the ground here. It's just been a nice action of both. Now we got Austin who gets a nice cheeky little pop up over Executioner. Too Cool does beat out. I believe it was Flipping reset in the air to get the first goal once again for this Unicorns team. But really, it was Austin getting that cheeky pop after landing on the ground. Beautiful recovery of missing the aerial to set his teammate up. My word, Kame, what a great way to get this first goal. Man, that's just, there is no being disappointed with this match from both teams.
No, they're playing everything well. That's going to be a good shot by Austin. Gets left. Oh! Who missed that? I could not tell who it was there, but they're going to want that one back for sure. Up for the ball. It's going to drop out. Too Cool was in the net, able to get a save on that one after Executioner was able to get a follow-up shot. That ball's going to bounce out wide. Both of the Unicorns are back, but Flipping's going to put that one towards the corner. And obviously, Too Cool's going to get it. Little miss there by Executioner. It's going to have a 2-on-1 here. Austin's going to put the shot on, and yes, the shot goes in. We saw that coming. Just excellent play there. They fought off the pressure from the other side, played it patiently, and waited for the Huskies to make a little bit of a mistake, and that one is going to open up the lead to 2 with 4 minutes left.
I don't think he saw Austin coming in on us. I think he saw Too Cool coming in from the left side of that ball, but he did not see Austin coming in from the middle of it, and Too Cool getting the ground pinch there a little bit by accident to send that wide to the corner. Unicorns are up by 2. Oh, great touch by Austin trying to pop it more center, but it did not quite make it. Executioner making short of that. Too Cool now will take off the back wall. Flipping. Going to be there now to collect it. Get up over Austin. Can't get the control that he wanted. However, Executioner is there to try to help out. Now it's in the open net. If Too Cool can throw it on there, but had 0 boost in the tank. Could not get enough car on there to throw that on target. Unicorns will collect it and try to get a play set up here. That ball didn't quite bounce how Austin would have liked, and now the Unicorns will have to back off and recollect themselves kind of way. Huskies trying to get something going here, especially with Executioner getting that demo, but Too Cool. Austin, they're just doing a great job of getting this ball around, and Too Cool with a beautiful pass to himself off that backboard for the third one for the Unicorns, his second of this game 3. Unicorns trying to get a nice clean sweep.
Yeah, something I've noticed is when they get opportunities, the Huskies are really putting a lot of power behind their shots on net. And playing as aggressively forward as they do, that ball just bounces behind them, and all the Unicorns have to do is just kind of wait it out. So a little unfortunate for them. They're certainly getting opportunities, but unfortunately it seems like those opportunities are leading more to Unicorns' opportunities.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it looks like they're going to push up the field here. Flipping does have an opportunity. One's a little wide. Austin's going to miss that. Executioner tries to get the follow-up, not going to get there. Shot that ball right to Austin. Executioner trying to carry this one around. It's going to bounce in front of the net. Flipping had 2 opportunities there. Austin gets the save on it, and that one's going to hurt because that one was pretty much right on the goal line. Really good opportunity there. They had the Unicorns on their heels, so to speak. Flipping's going to miss that one. Austin's carrying it, slow rolling it. Executioner's there again. Austin up in the air, going to put this towards the net. Double touch off the backboard, off the ground, and punch that one right in. And the Unicorns are going to be up 4-0 with 2:05 left. And man, it could have been a completely different game if the Huskies had just put that one in the net when it was on the goal line.
Absolutely, and instead it is the Unicorns who were just taking it down the field, just absolutely dominating this match. I talked about the end of game 2, how we could easily see the Unicorns or Huskies get away with a 2-3 goal win, but Unicorns are not letting that happen. They are ramping up the amount of pressure which I didn't think was possible, but they have ramped this up to really push this Huskies team to the tip of their sled. However, Austin will get it around 1, but cannot get it past Executioner. Too Cool trying to throw it off that corner, get something going, but Executioner will stop that. He will go for the long, clear pop. We would love to see him try to control that a little bit more. Those long clears, as you said earlier, have really not been to their benefit. Every now and then we understand that you need to do it, but you're down 4 with just over a minute now. While, yes, you need to start throwing the kitchen sink and the pots and pans that are inside of it, you gotta also control the chaos. Because right now, Unicorns are just off to a clean sweep.
Yeah, and I don't foresee the Huskies scoring 4 in a minute here. They haven't really had any opportunities all game, but they are getting a little bit closer to at least getting 1 and breaking that goose egg. But Flipping's going to pop that one up. Executioner goes for it, not able to get it. That one's going to get dropped. Flipping, snake bitten again with that crossbar. If they kept that ball down just a little bit, elevate the car, bring it up a little bit down the nose just ever so slightly, that one's in, but that one off the crossbar. 20 seconds left. They're going to fight back and keep it in the Unicorns' end. try to get something here. Executioner tried to pop that one to the net, not able to get it there. That's a little floater by Flipping. Executioner keeping it in again. Too Cool's going to get there and send it. Flipping's going to try to cut it. 5 seconds left. Huskies trying to make something happen. Flipping ain't going to get there. That ball is popped out center. Drag race. No one gets to it. It's going to go off the ceiling. Austin's going to send it to the corner, and the Unicorns are going to complete the clean sweep. This is probably their most dominating game so far.
I would have to agree. Of course, they won game 1 with a 4-goal differential, but this one's just a slightly more dominating as it kept the Huskies from scoring at all. This has just been an absolutely beautiful show from this Unicorns team, and Austin was not familiar with them, but this dude stepped up huge. Too Cool did 2 cool things and just was a cool dude doing it, and just everything just came up Unicorns in this game. Conway, they just used that unicorn magic to their advantage, and just Huskies could not keep up.
That's right. They took the Huskies to Candy Mountain and did everything they could to keep it going. We're going to get the Unicorns in here. We have one, possibly waiting for the second one. Austin, do you know if Too Cool is going to get in here for an interview?
I think he said he wouldn't.
That is A-okay if he's not going to get in here. But Austin,
I'm shaming him.
okay. Well, in the meantime, we can talk to Austin here. Austin, congratulations. Not all of us are familiar with you. Is this your first season in FDL?
Yes, it is.
Well, you certainly showed out tonight, and I think a lot of more people are going to know your name in the coming weeks because the aerial control that you showed and then the positioning and the play was absolutely phenomenal, and you guys looked really good out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Looked absolutely phenomenal. I was just talking about how I was just amazed and in awe watching y'all's air control with your car and that boss, especially with having somebody out there whose name is Flipping Reset, and here you are getting a flip reset in the air for the first player in the team. I was like, oh man, that's just a little bit ironic, but this man's out here showing us how it's done. So fantastic job playing it. I want to ask that game 2. How nervous did that make y'all?
We were nervous for sure. We were trying to keep our composure, you know. We were going. What am I trying to say? We were more confident, I think, by winning that first game. For sure. Like if we lost that game, our morale would be down. So I think winning that first game would helped our nerves a little bit.
That's good to hear because game 1 was definitely something that should be a confidence booster. You could definitely tell that y'all, while maybe nervous from game 2, you could definitely tell that y'all have faith in yourselves. You kept sticking to your game plan. That won you game 1. That won you game 2. I mean, I think I could speak for Conway here when I say this, but I mean, it's just an absolute blast watching y'all because we just each play. We could tell that y'all were just in sync with each other.
Yeah, we definitely had some. We were doing good in warm-ups. Our chemistry was pretty good. You know, Too Cool played great, and yeah.
Conway, did you have any more questions for him, brother?
No, I absolutely did not. I think he answered everything. Welcome to FDL and congratulations. We'll give you a minute here if there's anybody you want to shout out here or call out. I mean, I don't know if you have any call outs you want to do, but we will give you an opportunity to do so.
You know, I'm gonna shout out Mayhem and Honda. Shout out to them.
Well, we appreciate you coming in here, brother. I've heard the reason why from Too Cool, so I'll let him slide this time. Nobody worry about me murdering the guy. But thank you for joining us. Huskies, great game, good attempt, but Unicorns coming away with the big 3-0 sweep. That is it for the 8 o'clock, but in just 20 short minutes, Conway, we do have another matchup in Expert League this time between the Penguins and Colts. I know you're sticking around. I know I'm sticking around. Y'all might as well stick around as well and come back and join us.
been for so long. Oh, I am in your head, so tell me, is it wrong? Oh, you fell under my spell, so well, so well. Oh, you fell under my spell, so well, so well. You fell under my spell now, my spell. You fell, my spell, my spell. You fell under my spell now, my spell, my spell. My spell, my spell, my spell, my spell. You fell under my spell now, my spell, my spell, my spell, my spell. You fell under my spell. You fell under my spell. You fell under my spell now. You fell under my spell, my spell. What did I feel? My spell inside, my spell. I know it's right. My spell. I can't.
Welcome back, FBL, to the second hour of the night. We just got done watching a very action-packed series between the Adept Unicorns and Huskies. Unicorns taking it away in a sweep. And now we are back with Expert League this time. One step up. We have the Colts and the Penguins. But before that, we talk about who I have beside me. My boy Conway. What's going on, brother?
Not too much, man. I'm excited for this one. Expert League always puts on a good show. We got Expert League, what is this one? Colts Penguins. Yeah, that's a good one. We know the Penguins always put together a good organization. Colts aren't around in too many leagues, but it's good to see them in this one.
It will be good to see them. It'll be interesting to see what happens between these two creatures. Not typically animals you would see in the same setting, but you know what? We also have mythical creatures like unicorns and dragons and hydras in this server, so who cares about what you typically see? Either way, let's get these guys in there. Let's get some fun going on, and time will tell us who will win.
Looks like it's going to be Islay and don't want to say
Judd.
that Judd on
Judd.
the Colts and Sir Chaka and Professor Freak on the Penguins. Professor Freak, a fellow caster of ours, and this one's going to instantly go to the Penguins side of the field. Islay's going to put a shot on. Sir Chaka's going to clear that one away. Freak's going to get a second touch on it. Sir Chaka pushing this one up, getting a little bit of a touch on it in the air. Sir Chaka is going to blast that one in, and the Penguins are going to open up the scoring 14 seconds in, and a good play here. Popped it up. Looked like Islay was trying to get that in the net and not able to touch it.
Indeed, Sir Chaka, they're just able to get that up over the defensive line in a beautiful little floater. But offense is going strong again for the, I want to say Gators, because Chaka's on the Gators and FTL, so I about said it wrong, but I caught myself just in time. Conway, aren't you proud of me?
I'm very proud of you, because I as well was like, Sir Chaka's not on the Penguins. No, we just finished FTL season. That's why my brain was there, but
we're old,
very
in case y'all
true.
can't tell. once we get accustomed to something, it's hard for these old dogs to learn new tricks. But we have Professor Freak and Sir Chaka try to get something going now. Chaka able to get the ball around once, going to play the defense now, pop it around, get off the backboard, but Professor not able to get a shot off, going to have to play for the boost. I say getting caught on that ceiling, tried to get off of it, but ended up doing a wave dash onto it, getting caught unfortunately. But Judd trying to get it center, can't get enough gusto on it. That will be turned away by Chaka. Freak now in the air, going for the corner, going to get a pop one center, but Chaka wasn't quite there, and that was a wide open chance that they may want back later on, Conway, depending on how this game turns out.
Yeah, of course. That's right, exactly right. Depending on how this game turns out. Ball still up on their side, and Sir Chaka with a beauty of a shot. Throwing me off there with the yellow RLCS team paint job, but looking good there to get that one up, and an excellent pass there from Professor Freak. Penguins are working together very, very well.
Oh, absolutely. And you can tell by Professor and the Sir, classy gentlemen trying to be in sync with each other. But Judd getting around the bump, able to get the save, gets it back to center. And I say, backs off, didn't have the boost or didn't like the look of it. But Chaka now in control, going to get that flick onto the crossbar, but it will be turned away by, I believe that was Slay. Judd now is zero boost, going to try to beat Chaka to it, can't quite win the 50, that will get cleared out. I Slay throwing it to the corner now. Chaka, nope, Professor, sorry, it will clear this one. Going to try to get 50 by Judd. Judd does get the 50, but it will be sent flying to the other corner. That ball is going mid, but the demo took Chaka out of position. He was not expecting that, and I would not have been expecting that either, Conway, so I cannot blame the guy at all. But we got the Colts holding strong right now, keeping them only at 2 goals.
Yeah, we're only halfway through this game.
I just had to, okay, whoo. I thought I cast a curse for a second, Jesus.
Of course. Good old caster curse there, but no, looking good here. Colts trying to get on the net here. Icelay's going to put one on. Professor Freak's going to get to it. Icelay with the demo on Professor Freak. Judd is up for it. Going to push it over. Icelay's there. Professor Freak is back, and Professor Freak just comes right over and makes the save. That's going to be frustrating if you are one of those Colts. Ooh.
Oh God, the hiccups. I feel you, brother. But we have Slay backing off now. Chaka will take it into, or out from the corner rather. But Judd will win the 50, pops it up, Freak in the air, throwing it to the corner. Slay using up his boots for a shot that didn't work out. Grabs that corner, however, now it's going to be a 2v1 situation. Slay going for the interference, does get some on Chaka, making where Chaka could not touch it. But that ball did go just a little bit high, not in. And Colts still holding strong, trying to get their first one going. Whereas the Penguins are just trying to get off to the races, man.
Yeah, the Penguins are holding strong here, trying to get another one. Looks like Icelay's going to send, or yeah, somebody's going to send this long for the Colts there, but Sir Chaka trying to carry it. Judd had a really good shot there. Professor Freak had to make the save, and Professor Freak going to flip off the wall and make another save. This stifling defense by the Penguins has got to be frustrating if you're the Colts here, but they are continuing to fight.
Absolutely, in fact, they're doing. Slay trying to get a bump on Chaka to give Judd the time, but couldn't quite get it. However, he will get the corner boost. There's a little bit of a rule 1. I don't think there's quite a rule 1. I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but Judd will get the ball towards the net, up over the defense. That is the first goal for the Colts, and now we have ourselves in a 1-goal differential game with 36 seconds remaining. I was not quite sure, Conway, if this would be a closeout game 1 or not, but Colts assuaging my fears and now bringing it within striking distance.
Yeah, they're really going to have to keep fighting that pressure and watch out for the defensive prowess of both of these Penguins. Just watch out for those rebounds, and Icelay is going to pop that in, and they tie it up in 10 seconds. Took them the whole match to get there, but they most certainly did get there. Very, very good play, just reading every bounce, and Professor Freak a little late on the response there. Looking just a little out of the play there, shockingly enough, because we have not seen Professor Freak miss a save like that all game, but he finally gets one. Sir Chaka's going to waterfall that down. Professor Freak is there, going to pop it over. Judd's going to push that into the corner. Professor Freak tries to get there, can't. Icelay chasing the ball. Sir Chaka in pursuit. This ball's going to pop down. Judd is there. Sir Chaka had gone for the shot and able to get it. Professor Freak's going to send that first shot away. It's cleared long. It's going to bounce off the wall, touch the ground, and we go to OT in game 1. This series is setting up to be very, very exciting if it continues doing that. Ball dead in the middle of the field. Professor Freak has a shot. Judd able to get back there and make the save. Penguins almost won that off the kickoff.
Indeed they did, but they were able to hold, or the Colts were able to hold that off, keep from doing so. Now we might actually get some gameplay going here. Chaka going to go for a shot. A beautiful attempt that will hit the crossbar and go down. Freak is 50 by Judd. Chaka going for a second shot. Misses the ball. saw I say try to get fancy with it, try to keep him popping up. For Freak, trying to get fancy as well with a 0 boost against Judd, who also has 0. But Judd will end up winning that in the end, getting it out to midfield where Chaka tries to get control. But then Judd still being disruptive, preventing that from happening. Professor Freak going for that corner pocket. Judd saving the Islay there. I do think that was going to slip in. We might have a counterattack chance here, Conway. Slay unable, however, to get it down.
Yeah, and Sir Chaka had a good demo there on, I think it was Judd. Gets it around 1, going to push it into the corner. Defender is there. Judd is back. Judd going to get Sir Chaka. Professor Freak playing some shadow defense there to pop it over. Sir Chaka spawns in. It's a perfect time to pop that ball up. Islay pops it right back to Professor Freak. Judd is able to catch it on that side. It's going to float towards the middle. Judd is out of boost, though. Dangerous place to be. If you're on the other side trying to make an attack with no boost, may have picked up a little bit there. Professor Freak following this ball around. Islay is going to try to keep it in.
Yeah,
Professor Freak bops it up for his teammate, and that one's going to go mid, and go ahead with your point there, Galloway.
I was going to say something I've really noticed here, Conway, that I wanted to get your take on is the Colts have really ramped up the pressure here in this OT. It has been the most pressure they put on the entire series, even after they scored the 2 goals late in that first in regulation.
Yeah, it definitely has been some sustained pressure. They're out of the way of the net. Sir Chaka had a chance for a follow-up there, did not get it to fall. At 2 minutes into this OT, Islay is there with the ball. Judd's going to bump Sir Chaka for good luck. Islay tries to force that in the corner. Professor Freak meets him with the 50-50 machine, the Finnick. That ball just kind of dies in the corner, but Islay is there to take that off of somebody's nose. There's a good play there by Professor Freak to redirect that. Now it's just Sir Chaka and Judd in the midfield. Sir Chaka maybe low on boost, trying to get turned on that. Pops it towards the net. Good pinch save there by Islay. Defensive play here by the Colts has been absolutely phenomenal, really from both teams, but really the Colts have not given too many opportunities here for the Penguins to put anything on net. Islay 0 boost. Judd with 0 boost. Professor Freak the only one with boost right now. Sir Chaka going to take a side big boost there. That ball's going to bounce out. Judd up in the air and finally found some, and we are 3 minutes into this OT with no end in sight.
You were saying, Conway, because that ball's on the goal line, never mind, the end is still not in sight, but it was very close. That ball, 90% plus grayed out, but the goal plus the Colts defense does remain unbroken. And now the Colts going for the counterattack, trying to get past Chaka. Can't get it to him. Judd now going to attack from the corner against Chaka. Chaka will get it up over him. It'll be a quick 2v1 for a brief second, Conway. But Sir Chaka unable to get that dominance control on the ball he was hoping for the flick up over and Slade. Now going for the counterattack. Can't get it past Chaka. Freak able to get the clear out to straight to Judd though. Judd gets it onto that wall, avoids the demo. Gets the pass center off the backboard, but Chaka is able to clear out. It's a brief 1v1. Chaka unable to win out the 50, will lose it to Slay. He clears it out. And this is just a fantastic back and forth game. And very close shot there. This is going to be a counterattack if Chaka can't get control of the ball kind of way. He gets the boost in midfield, gets it not past one. Chaka accidentally fallen into that ball. And everything is just going wrong for the Penguins to get their counterattacks set up perfectly whenever they're in those 2v1 situations. It has just been extremely unfortunate for them, and they're definitely be going back, looking at that earlier goal I was talking about that they're going to be wishing they had back.
Yeah, as soon as that started to leave my mouth of no end in sight and that ball went to the net, I was like, oh my goodness, caster curse. But no, no caster curse there. Thankfully, that ball was left. Judd has the ball. Can't get it where he's trying to put it. Sir Chaka's there. Islay's going to send it across. Judd had to get up for that one and was able to move it, but Sir Chaka full boost going to play on this side here. Islay sends it right back out. Professor Freak with a pop. That's going to float. Double commit there. Team pinch by the Colts on defense. Judd's there. Sir Chaka trying to get that ball. Professor Freak has it up off the backboard. Can't finish it. Everybody throwing everything they can at this net. We've already surpassed essentially a second game in OT here.
We have, and we see the Penguins, they're really going for a lot of demo plays as well, just trying to make this offensive push happen. because been such a fantastic push, but just could not get the demos, could not get the bumps needed to make it happen. However, Colts will get a bump there after the demo. Slay not able to get control of that ball with his boost waning out of his car. Freak now passing it off to Chaka, who passed it back down to Freak, who gets it past at the cost of his life into that corner, but Slay will clear it out. Neither one of these teams are willing to give this game up, Conway.
No, they're not. And the Colts were both on the same side of the field, pretty much in the same corner. They're not giving themselves really an opportunity to shoot, but Islay had an opportunity there. Going to pop it up for Judd, who puts it on. They're going for bumps. Islay pretty much bumped Professor Freak into that ball. Serchaka is here, and for the Penguins, you got to feel for them. They were up 2-0 with right at a minute left, and then the Colts score 2, and now it's been pretty much 7 minutes without a goal. But this one's on net. It's off the wall, and Islay's going to pop that in, and the Colts are going to take this game 1 after a 6-minute overtime, and they were just waiting for somebody to make a mistake. And it finally happened. The Penguins were getting frustrated too because they had the chance for that goal like we were talking about, where it was pretty much in the net. They dug it out, and oh my goodness, just back and forth. And 17 shots for the Penguins, 14 shots for the Colts, 9 saves for the Colts, 7 saves for the Penguins, and a total of 5 goals scored. That is just absolutely insane.
Insane indeed. I say hitting 1,000-point club, and just wishing they could have it back for sure as the Penguins team there, Conway. And man, it's one of those OTs where they just have to continue to be strong until somebody does slip up. It eventually happened. Didn't see how it happened or how it happened to set it up to be that way, but these two teams, I think maybe were just inclusion from the very beginning to try and get the longest OT in FDL, but it's a shame because I'm pretty sure my team still holds that record of 7 minutes and 18 seconds. So get wrecked, nerds.
It's absolutely insane. How is this next match going to go? I just can't even imagine. Hopefully all of these games don't go to OT because that would be a very, very long series.
At least not that long of an OT. I swear, I'm fine with OTs, but if this is like 3 OTs that are 6 minutes long or 4 OTs, that's it, man. I sign me out. I can't. My heart can't handle that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Us old dudes, we got to get to bed at some point. But Serchaka has it on the side of the Colts here, but the Colts are going to clear it out quick. Islay is up for it, had an opportunity. Serchaka's going to turn on this and try to play it. Gets control, trying to flip it over, but not able to get there. Professor Freak going to try to clear this one out as well, but Islay was there. Judd's going to keep it in. Serchaka's going up for it, but Islay challenging everything in the midfield, just keeping that ball where it is. Professor Freak is going to demo Islay, and I have a feeling that the physical play in this game is going to ramp up very, very quickly. This ball's going to go right towards the net. Serchaka off the post. Professor Freak off the post. They're both too far forward. Is this going to lead to a goal on the other end? It sure does. Judd punishes that. They both hit opposite posts, and nobody was able to get back. Making mistakes. This is 2 mistakes in a row we've really seen by the Penguins after they take that early lead in the first game.
Indeed, the Penguins are just unable to bring it home, and this will really be something they look back on if they do not end up winning this series, or even if they do end up winning it. That would definitely be something they go back to and just start talking about later on, especially if they do any kind of replay and review. But that's a good team bump after the demo. It's going to be a 1v1, I say, with plenty of time after respawning to get the position that he needed to get. Wins out the 50. Freak now getting that pass off the backboard. This might be a counterattack chance, Conway. Judd doesn't have the boost or the speed to quite get to it in time. He gets a good pass. Freak off that backboard will clear it out. Chaka would now try to dribble the ball, get it past one. No, he cannot. Judd will get the ball and get it past Freak, who will be too far forward. And now Judd has the counterattack freebie for his second goal in this game. And this is just different Colts, man. Ever since like the last minute of that last game, it has just been Colts non-stop pressuring, just responding perfectly.
Yeah, they are. They're getting everything done. Sir Chalk is going to take a shot there. That ball's going to bounce right back out. Islay's there. Professor Freak takes a shot. It's going to go too high. Islay has to slow up for this one. I'm really surprised he didn't get challenged there, but Sir Chaka will challenge back on the other end. Sir Chaka is going to deflect that ball. Maybe a little dangerous choice because Judd's going to have a shot. Professor Freak able to get up and make some really good defense there. Sir Chaka off that ball. Sir Chaka playing a little off in the last little bit here. That's a down pass. And Judd is going to get the Hattie with an assist from Islay, and Colts are really taking this over.
They really are. Colts doing a fantastic job not wanting another 6-minute OT. They've had enough of this. They say they got some old guys on their team as well, and they want to go home to go to bed as well. But Judd, beautiful hat trick. Chalking now trying to respond quickly, trying to get something going here, but can't get it past Islay. With this zero boost, trying to ground, can't jump it. But Chaka will get back mid. Professor Freak too high on the challenge, and that ball will get turned away, and nothing the Penguins seem to do on offense, Conway, is working, which is extremely just kind of surprising, especially after that game one where they took such good control for so long.
Yeah, dare I say it, the Penguins have gone cold, but they are pushing everything down the field. They're keeping really good pressure on. They just are going to have to come out with a goal here. Otherwise, it's easy to see how the Colts pretty much just wait this one out. 3-goal lead, you don't even have to challenge anything. You just want to try to keep it cleared out. But Islay and Judd are going to fight for it in that corner there. A little bit of a team double commit there. They're both on the same side again. Sir Chaka's going to play this off the wall, gets it around 1, gets it around 2. Islay is there. It must have been the same person, my apologies. But Judd's going to push this out, gets it over Professor Freak. They're carrying it down the field into the corner. Sir Chaka going to set up in the defensive position on the far side there, as we all know a good Rocket Leaguer should. That's a good clear by Professor Freak, but Judd is just going to send it the other way. Islay's going to demo Professor Freak. Judd's got this one to push across. Islay with the save on their teammate there. Professor Freak carrying this one up the field. No boost again. Boost management has become a real large story in this whole series. Everybody starting attacks with no boost. Islay is going to demo Sir Chaka, push the ball in net, and Islay is going to get this one, push that lead to 4 with 1:19 left. Just interesting to see how, I don't want to say the tables have turned, but it really feels that way. The Colts have flipped a switch and have been very, very dominant here.
You know, I don't blame you for not wanting to say the tables have turned, because technically they've been flipped upside down, then turned. It is the Colts who are just off gallivanting, just bringing all of the pressure from the misplays that the Penguins are unforced misplays too at times. And just Freak unable to touch it. Chaka looks like he was trying to get back, but turned himself around doing so. Colts were just having a free time of it with their counterattacks and just net chances they're getting. Penguins are going to have to tighten up that defense and have to stop sliding around like a silly little goober penguin that's just high off of laxatives, because this Colts team is just off to the races and just take them to the rodeo.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a good double touch there, just not able to find the net. They're not getting a whole lot going here. I would not be surprised if we see a timeout after this game here, Galloway, because the Penguins probably need to talk about something and regroup. A minute away from taking game 1, it gets taken in overtime, and now you're down 5-0 in the last, or down 5-0 with 30 seconds left. So the Penguins have scored the last 8 goals. Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Or not Penguins, sorry, the Colts have scored the last 8 goals in the last 7 goals?
No, it was 8. Because
It is 8, yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's right, yep.
I can't math.
But, no, it's okay. I'm here for you. That's what we're here for. We double check everything off each other, but
Thanks, dude.
yeah, they go right to that. They've scored the last 8 goals in the last 10 minutes. Yeah, because they had that extra OT. Well, actually, it's been like 12 minutes. Because you had oof, right at the end too. So the last 9 goals in the last 12 minutes.
To end that game off with an Eagles moment right there is incredibly It is incredibly painful. We do have a timeout call from the Penguins, as we surmised it would be, and just I we, we do not blame them at all. I mean, if that Eagles goal does not just sum up what this game two has been for them, I don't know what else would.
And here's the crazy part: shot counts are equal. Colts ended up with 6 saves total,
Oh Jesus!
but shot counts are equal. So the Penguins had opportunities, and we just saw when they had the opportunity on the goal line, where they both missed on 2 different posts. I mean, whatever shots are happening there for the Penguins, they're just not landing. So
Yeah,
whatever they got to do, take a breath, lock in on that timeout, and pull this back from the brink, because Colts are on match point, and we could have a sweep. And it certainly did not start off that way.
Not at all, man. The Penguins were looking strong at the beginning. They had that. They didn't have any of that beginning jitters or stutter, but Colts just came gallivanting back. They just have not stopped just charging forward. And well,
Oh, goodness
these
gracious.
these guys
So
called a timeout, but I guess somebody didn't see it, and then they decided to join. So now we have to get this lobby restarted. And
yes, we are, because the timer is clicking down because everybody joined. Now we're
even
gonna
the team
lobby
that called a
restart.
timeout, Conway, what are these goobers doing?
I was a little surprised by that, honestly. I was trying to get in there and tell them before everybody joined in, but
Same.
everybody joined in, and we
I
have
just
fun here. This is how you enforce the timeout, I guess. You just take the time to reset the lobby and force a little bit of extra time. Oh my goodness.
indeed. Well, we'll get back in here because we just heard that the lobby is up, so we'll get back into it. We'll get the information back out to the players. That will give us enough time to uh just break down what the Penguins need to do because there's a lot that uh, I don't want to say there's a lot they got to change, Conway, but they do have a lot of work they need to put in to get it done for sure.
Tighten up their shooting. I mean, that's really it. They're getting the opportunities and they're getting the shots. They just got to tighten up their shooting. And I got to say, shout out to Lasagna on the back end, dealing with all the streaming and all the setup and everything on the backside. Really having a really good go tonight. Poor
Yeah,
guy being the silent man in the background. But here we go, game 3. They got their timeout, and we are rocking and rolling.
they got their timeout, and that will also count as a server reset since they forced the server have to be reset too. I will say that's on the Penguins, or sorry, the Colts who forced or used the lobby reset since they're the ones who forced the timer to start. But either way, we do have game 3, as you said. Actually, trying to start them off strong. Judge trying to get a second follow-up shot, can't get it past Chaka. Freak is. I hear math in my head because somebody forgot to mute Mr. Lasagna after we get done propping up this man. But Professor Freak now trying to take it. Lasagna wishes he could be his professor, step out in the field right now. But Conway, if I didn't know any better, this might be a different game 3 here. Hopefully for the Penguins' sake, anyways.
Yeah, they had a good opportunity there, just not able to finish it up. This one's going to float right to the middle. Serchaka's going to keep it there. Judd's trying to play it. Serchaka could not get back across, and Professor Freak smartly didn't force the issue there. Did not want to give any problems there. Didn't want to get too aggressive and cause any issues. Serchaka going to drop this down
Oh,
and passes it right past his teammate. And Judd's going to have a good shot that Isolate just wasn't able to get to, but that is a really, really difficult misplay by the Penguins. They had an opportunity there. I don't think Serchaka meant to jump out that far and block that ball, but unfortunately, that is exactly what happened. And Penguins don't really carry guns, but they're certainly trying to shoot themselves in the foot right now.
they really are. They're definitely digging their own graves with a lot of these unforced errors, but it's now been 2 minutes in. They haven't been scored on yet, which is a pretty good change of pace from that last game. Hopefully that means that they've talked about what they needed to. With that little bit of extra time, here going to be in wide open net. Not quite sure what happened here to make it wide open because of Saul. Slay got bumped and had 0 boost. That's what happened. Good interference by Chaka. That's the kind of Gators mentality we were talking about earlier that makes us suspect him as a Gator. Now with them in a yellow car, which is just throwing us off as well. But a good little disruption bump. Gave them the first goal. This has been completely different from what we saw last game. Basically the last 10, 15 minutes kind of way. So hopefully that means it's a change of pace for the Penguins. Hopefully that means that maybe they can try to take it to game 5, I mean. But we'll have to see as Professor Freak gets his second goal rather. I think they've worked it out a little bit.
Yeah, they certainly have, and they're doing what they need to do. They still are playing it a little close. They're going to have to work that out, and hopefully they don't give it right back because we have seen them do such a thing, but it seems like they're doing a lot that they can do to try to keep the Colts out of the net. But right now, ball right back in the Colts' hands in front of the net. Professor Freak tries to get to that one and can't. Chaka got it, but facing the wrong way. Going to play this one in the corner. Gets around Islay. Can't recover. Judd's going to get the ball. Professor Freak gets bumped, and Judd can't finish that off, and Islay gets demoed. Penguins playing exactly like we saw them play in the beginning. Professor Freak is going to get a demo Judd. Islay try to take a shot. Chaka's car in the way. Chaka pushing up. Bumps Islay. Bumps Judd. Gets the ball there. Ball's going to pop out for Islay, but gets taken out on the play by Chaka. Really good physical play here from both teams, and I'm pretty sure we talked about this earlier that we would. Chaka takes a shot. I want to say Islay's car was in the way of it, which is something that we had really seen before. The defensive positioning from both these teams really making a big difference. If you can kind of get in the way and interfere with that shot, make it go wide, it works out in your team's favor in an open net. Professor Freak's going to put this in from half court, half the field, just yeeting it down there. Judd pops that up, not able to get back to it. Chaka could have turned on that ball, said, no, my teammates got it. It rolls in, and the Penguins take a 3-0 lead, 137. They are turning this one around, Galloway.
They are. This Penguins team has regained their speed and pace that they want to play at, whereas it seems like, especially the last game, they were trying to keep up with the galloping speed of the Colts, where if you might notice how Penguins' speed are, they're nowhere near as fast, even if they are silent on ice. But that said, Professor Freak is able to score another one, his hat trick for this game 3. And they are just playing at their pace now. They're playing more controlled, slower, which is what they need to do to get those better, more precise touches.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, right? Patience. Don't rush it. Don't get dragged into their game. That's going to be a really long pinch. Could have been on net, not going to get there. Judd can't send it down. Judd's going to float across. Professor Freak almost had another one, and Professor has turned it up this game. Could be what the Penguins were missing. That ball's going to drop down. Islay can't get the shot. Professor Freak's going to push out and carry it. Judd is going to try to take a shot, but once again, the defensive positioning of the car in the back works out in their favor. Islay bumped Professor Freak, but that ball's a floater. Is it going to drop in? No, it doesn't. Chaka just barely missed it. Islay jumped up. Judd jumped up. They blocked that ball. Islay's going to get this one. They're down 3 with 40 seconds left, and the Penguins, if they want to hold this and take this to game 4, are going to have to settle in and don't let them take back over the way they did in the previous game. But there was a big bump there in the midfield that really took Professor Freak out of the play, and I think Professor Freak could have gotten the follow-up shot if not for that bump, even though Chaka missed it. Because it took him a second to get back there. Islay stops in the middle of the goal, maybe didn't see the ball, and Professor Freak gets another one. Professor Freak is teaching class right now, just blasting these open nets. That was an insane play, and I do not know what happened to Islay, but Islay just stopped as they were coming across. Looked like it came off the goalpost and maybe just hit the break. Just really unfortunate for them, but big break for the Penguins. Here, Chaka's going to get a flick. Judd's able to block that out of there. Islay's going to play this to the corner, getting chased down by Chaka. Rattle the nerves a little bit. Good defensive stand. Both of the Penguins got a save there. but Icela's gonna pinch that in, and realistically, that's crazy. When I looked at it on the feed, both of the Penguins credited with saves there because of the ball ricocheting around. They weren't able to keep it out, but they still have a 3-goal lead with 20 seconds left. Not too bad. They got that that extra goal to kind of pad everything together. Icela's going to put this on and miss. Judd can't get the pinch to go in off the goalpost, and Serchaka's carrying this down. Is anybody back? Judd's going to get that touch. Professor Freak just leaves it. That one's up. It's in the way. It's going to touch down. I mean, Penguins are going to take this game 3, and this works out in their favor. Oh, my goodness. And the shots are pretty much even. You're looking at 10 shots for the Penguins and 9 shots for the Colts. 6 saves for the Penguins, 3 saves for the Colts. But the goal differential, once again, just making the big deal. They're so evenly matched that if one team is off shooting and the other team is on it, like, it just changes everything. It's absolutely incredible.
Indeed, and it's not just the shots that are almost identical, but the points for the Penguins are as well. Both Freak and Chaka really involved in making this game 3 be their start of the comeback. But as long as they play at their speed, play at their pace, control that ball, do what they want to do with it instead of just trying to react to the speed of the Colts, I think they could possibly take us to a game 5. Whether it's reverse sweep or not, we'll have to see if that happens. But Colts, if they can get back off to the races again, if they can get back control of the tempo, force the Penguins to play at their speed, force them to have to play out of sorts, out of rhythm, that's exactly what they want to do. We'll just have to see, because it's just almost like a renewed Penguins team here. They took that breath. They really slowed themselves down. This could be a game 4 of anything that's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Serchaka with a good shot there. Did not follow it up. Had an opportunity to. Going to try to get this around Icelay, and does. Icelay pops it up. Serchaka is there. Gets bumped by Professor Freak. Thankfully, Serchaka was able to recover, and they push it back the other way. They're going to play it off the ceiling. Judd's going to go down for it and pinch it across the goal. A little bit of a dangerous idea, but nobody was able to get up for it, so that works out. Getting absolutely tormented there by the Penguins. I want to say it was Professor Freak on the backside there. Serchaka ended up getting demoed, but he's going to send that ball heading right back towards the Colts end, and a floater down. Professor Freak's going to have to save this, and we still don't have a score yet. 45 seconds in, and I'm really trying not to caster curse.
It's a hard game to play. I mean, you don't want to caster curse, man, especially whereas anything can happen at any point in time. That's going to be an attempt to clear it out, but it actually centered the ball, but nobody from the Penguins was there to punish them. A little bit of a double commit, but Slade does get the save. Chaka, a little too far forward from his speed on that challenge there. Couldn't get the control he wanted to touch, but now he could take it away from Slade. Throw it back into his corner. Slade, however, going to get it back mid, but it will be thrown back out again by Chaka. And it's just a nice little game of give and take here from these two players, trying to see who will relent first. Penguins getting the first attempt out of all of that, but it will get saved away by Judd. The counterattack is stopped by Chaka, who has 0. Chaka now trying to slow it down, give it off to the Professor, who gets 50. Chaka now in an awkward position, but nobody pressuring him. Has all the time to take that he wants to do. But I think both these teams can't wait, especially after that game 3, seeing how the Penguins came back. Both of them are not wanting to give up that first goal. They're playing a little bit reserved because they don't want it to snowball away from either one of them.
Yeah, and I think that's why you didn't see a follow-up shot there when that ball was dead on the line. They did that before. They missed the shot, and unfortunately it led to a goal for the other team. That's a good shot close to the net. Icelay tries to get there. Serchaka fighting in the corner. Judd is there. That ball headed to the goal line. Professor Freak playing the defensive positioning perfectly. They're going to fight for it over here. Icelay's going to have to turn on this. The ball's bouncing. Serchaka tried to get back there and did, but Professor Freak's going to work on the clear. Gets it over 1. Trying to get it over 2. Icelay's not back yet. Icelay finally gets back. Going to get credited with a save there, I believe. Interestingly enough, that ball goes towards the corner. Professor Freak using the wall to pinch it off. We're halfway through this game 4 and still 0-0.
Indeed, and it could be just like how in game 1 where the Colts didn't score. until the last 26 seconds, and then or 36 seconds, and then score 2 to take it to OT. It could just be one of those games where it just will not have a goal until one team makes a mistake, like the OT. That said, Penguins were trying to fight hard now to make it happen, but Judd not allowing it to throw it in the corner. Slade will get a challenge here. Both of the Colts were in the air. There's nobody there. All Chaka has to do is just slightly touch it, just so angle the way he wants to do it. He does that perfectly without just throwing it into the goalpost like I probably would have done, because it was too wide open of a net. And we have the first goal off of the mistake, as I was just saying, Conway. Penguins now up by 1.
Yeah, my goofy self probably would have tried to flip that into the net and miss it completely, send it to the corner, and give them a chance to get back. So Penguins much better players than
net.
That's right. Penguins much better players than I, sitting at 1:30 left, still fighting hard. Chaka was up for that, couldn't get to it. Freak is out here pestering Judd. Isley flips it backwards. Judd gonna have to get back for it. This ball's gonna drop. I don't know if anybody's gonna challenge it just yet. They're waiting for Judd and Isley to push up. Isley tries to take a shot there, not able to get it. It's gonna bounce back. Professor Freak steals that opportunity away from his teammate. Professor Freak was able to get back there, but I think the comms need to be just a little bit better for this Penguins team. If you're in the corner and that ball's going towards the net and your teammate's in it, 95% of the time you're just going to let them have it. This one's going to bounce out. Isley pushing up. Sir Chaka playing some defense there, kills that ball, allows Professor Freak to clear it out. Professor Freak's going to get a good long clear on this ball and follow it up. Going to bounce out, bounce over both of the Colts. Isley has to turn on this. Dangerous clear there towards his own net. 30 seconds left. Ball is dead there, waiting. Sir Chaka's there. Judd's going to send it to the corner. Sir Chaka's fighting right back for it. Going to pester Isley. Isley still able to get there. I thought Sir Chaka was going to get the demo, and if Sir Chaka gets the demo there, they almost certainly put that in, but I'm going to pop that on. Wait for Judd, who's going to send it down the field. Professor Freak is there waiting for it. Sends it into the corner. Pops the ball in front of the net. Judd able to flip to get to that one, and that was dangerous. Ball hovering towards their net. Judd sends it up. Time running down. Ball still on the Colts side. If they want to end this, they're going to have to send it the other way, and they can't. And the Penguins are going to take game 4, and we are all tied up. We went from a, 2-3 game to a 6-0 game to a 3-2 game to a 1-0 game. And the Colts with 2 shots there versus 9 for the Penguins. Colts spending a lot of time on defense with 6 saves. And I don't know what switch the Penguins flipped, but everything has changed here. And I do not know what team is going to come out on top in this game 5.
I think it just comes down to that timeout. They took the timeout. They didn't even want to take the full timeout. They just wanted to take an extra 20 to 30 seconds just to say to each other, like verbally slap themselves on the face, say, hey, look, we are better than this. We were playing better than this. Just calm it down, take control of yourselves, and it seems to have worked, because as we have seen, they're playing at a slower pace, except when they need to pressure it and pick up the speed, and it's working for them because they're going at their own pace instead of the Colts, which I've said with the animal pun, Penguins can't keep up with Colts. Play your game. So they're doing that now. They're getting these passes going on. They're getting in those interference rotations, trying to clear out the goalie, the defender, make it where they can't just straight away counterattack, which is what was really killing them in that game 2. They're doing what they need to do, whereas the Colts now are just trying to live and cope with the not new Penguins, but the revitalized Penguins. And I think they're doing a pretty good job of it. It's just a tough battle, man.
Yeah, and they're certainly fighting back for it. This one is on the Penguins side. They're fighting hard. This one's going to drop down. Professor Freak's going to get there. Long clear. Judd can't get there. And Professor Freak with the sniper goal from the other side of the field. Just enough. Maybe a little bit of a floater that Judd just couldn't read because it didn't fly down there, but it was enough. Those can be hard to read coming across the field in the air like that. Penguins take a 1-0 lead, 29 seconds in, and I have a feeling this game is going to be exceptionally close here. Galloway.
We can only hope there's no other way to have a potential reverse sweep. to have a Game 5, but a very close one. I'm just hoping it's not as close as the Game 1 OT because, my word, I know Lasagna would be crying in his pants having to try to deal with that to set up for the next game. But we have a wide open counterattack. They both graduated from my college of open net shooting, and they cannot hit it. That's one that they're going to want back for sure. Very similar to how Game 1 went. Hopefully not the same outcome, at least for their sakes. But we have Chaka racing down to beat Judd. Judd gets the 50 to clear it out. Gets another 50 clear it out against Freak. Slay going for the shot. A little nice power shot. Can't get it in, however. Freak will throw it down to Judd. Chaka bails him out, winning that 50. Slay going for a 50. Chaka beating that one as well. But Judd will clear it out. Freak dodging the demo, gets to the ball. But I say will throw it mid, allowing Judd, his teammate, to throw it out. And it's just a battle of back and forth right now. One team waiting for the other one to make a mistouch.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is, and really unfortunate for the Penguins there. With an open net opportunity, they basically took 3 shots and walk away with nothing. So you didn't even increase your lead, took a couple extra shots, and that can get definitely frustrating if you are the Penguins. But they're holding strong here. Serchaka's going to push that down and pass it, Professor Freak. And they just said, you know what? We're not going to let this hold us back. They're going to get another one here. Really trying to put in that reverse sweep. 2 up, 2-0. Or yeah, they're 2 up with a 2-0 lead. 2:59 left in this game. And I don't really think the Colts have had too many good opportunities, but they're still fighting hard. I love the plays that they're making. They just really got to get them on net. Isley is going to carry this one up. Both the defenders are there, but that one's going to pinch out. Judd is back. Nobody can get back there, and they finally forced the Penguins to make a mistake. They both went up for this one on the backboard, and that's exactly where that comms comes into play. Mm-hmm. You do not want to give your teammate, you don't want to give the other team an opportunity if you both go up in the air for one and miss, and that's exactly what happened there. So Penguins, if they want to keep this lead, are going to have to be careful, but the Colts love seeing that because the Colts are trying to get right back on the board here.
Indeed, and just Colts trying to stave off their first sweep. Like I said, the Penguins giving them the open door, giving them the out to avoid it. Now it's going to be a long shot. Chaka will clear it out. It's going to go into the corner. Slay winning that 50 now. Going to put it to a brief 2v1, but it was stymied by Professor Freak, who wins it into the corner. Now playing the slow, patient game. Trying to, I think, bait them in thinking that he has no boost. And he has all the boost in the world, and that worked out because it worked into the favor of Chaka, who wins out the aerial attack against Slay, even though he had next to no boost. They had all Slay with that offered challenging attempt, and now Penguins are up by 2 with only 2:13 remaining. Kind of way. Happened. There's no way of knowing.
Yeah, I don't know. We've seen the Penguins give up late goals very, very easily. So what happens here? Why? Why did we have to say that? We're casting cursing them all day here. Nobody knows what's going to happen. They've given up late goals, and right there they do. I think that Isley just bumped Serchaka on the rotation back, and that set that up perfectly. I didn't see where Professor Freak was, but not in the area to make that save. And it is a 1-goal game with 2 minutes left. That ball is up and over. Isley is going to send that down the other way. Both of the attackers were on the other side of the field. And Isley is going to tie this one up with 1:54 left. Penguins right back to making the mistakes that they made in the games that they lost. It's uncanny how it just kind of rotates this way. They're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. The consistency has not really been in their favor tonight, really, nor for the Colts, but really it's just shocking to see this because when they're on, they are on, but when they're off, they're just giving every opportunity to these Colts. That ball's going to float down. Serchaka has an opportunity. Can't get it to go the way he wants it to. Judd's going to send that down. Professor Freak sends it into the corner. Judd misses that one. Professor Freak pushing up with no boost because Serchaka got demoed. That one is going to float. Serchaka finally back, but Serchaka the only one with boost there. Penguins trying to stage an attack. Oh, Professor Freak leaves it on the goal line, not able to get it. Thankfully for them, Serchaka able to follow up because that one dropped down right on the top of a Colt defender and pushed its way out. Oh my goodness.
Indeed, and we have seen them miss those kind of second chance, third chance, fourth chance shots right there where it just flops around in front of the net. Thankfully for them, they could actually hit this one and get it to go in because they do not want to be tied or even down with a little amount of time remaining left against this team here. They don't want those flashbacks as Peter. It's an Eagles moment by the Colts. The Eagles swing one way and then the next. And Chaka trying to make it happen here. Slade trying to make interference, puts it into an awkward saving position for his teammate, who also gets a piece of it but could not clear it out. And now missed up kickoff, leaving an open net for a brief moment, but Chaka unable to take advantage of it. Will barely get back in time to save that. Freak trying to bail him out with zero boost, does so. And I thought for sure, Conway, we were about to see like this counterattack open net from misplays, but somehow Penguins are able to at least stop the first attempt. But Judd getting a nice little flip reset, does score his fourth goal, or not his fourth goal, but the fourth goal rather, to bring them back within one while getting his hat trick at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. There, I was gonna say the goals are good, but the kickoffs are really seem to be where the Colts have been getting opportunities. And once again, they're just gonna push it down. Sir Chaco was getting tormented there by Islay, but that ball's gonna get left, and the Colts tie this one up. 5-5, 31 seconds left. There is no telling who's gonna win this game. Somebody gets up, the other people come back. Somebody gets up, the other people come back. It has been absolutely insane, and I will never call for a Game 5 matchup ever again if not for the sanity of our poor casting team, because poor Lasagna is having a rough time right now. We are quickly encroaching on the third hour, and no end in sight for this one. 15 seconds left, tied at 5-5.
It doesn't help when the first game goes on for the length of 2 games. That definitely will not help. But now it seems like we are encroaching upon another OT. If the Penguins can somehow keep them from scoring here, which they have done, we have a Game 1 OT, and now we have a Game 5 OT. Hopefully not as long as this time, but we will have to see how it goes. I say picking up the boost, rushing back to defense. Professor unable to send that off target will allow Slade to clear this one out. Slade will take it off the side wall. Chaka's trying to slow him down, does so successfully, gets it past Slade. Chaka winning the 50 against Judd. No boost to his name though. Won't be able to push it. Professor does get a favorable 50 and then does turn Judd out, but Chaka decided not to go into it with his low boost. Slade also having no boost, so he was unable to punish the opportunities given to him. This is one awkward dance. It must be the first time at the high school prom, but Judd will take this into the air, no boost, trying to get the ground pinch, can't control it. That's a big whiff by Islay. Chaka unable to throw that on target, and Professor's nowhere to be seen, Conway.
Yeah, Professor was setting up on the corner, maybe hanging back. Like we said, they don't want to get too aggressive and lead to a goal on their own end. Just playing a little bit reserved there. Judd's going to demo Sir Chaka. Professor Freak still on the other end. That ball is rolling towards the net, but it doesn't go in. 1 minute here in this OT. We're sitting at 110, and both teams are fighting hard. That ball rolls right over Islay. Professor Freak is going to score, and the Penguins complete the reverse sweep in overtime in that Game 5. And oh my gosh, that took them a very long time, but they were able to make it. And the Penguins reverse sweep the Colts after giving up goal after goal after goal, and they still managed to come back. Just my goodness, what is this? Is definitely series. This is definitely series of the week for me so far.
It is a series of series.
Insane play. I expect to see at least 1 or 2 of these on the clips for next week, because that is exactly how this matchup has been. Holy cow. Congratulations to the Penguins. Colts were close. Don't hang your heads low, because you had them on the ropes numerous times there.
Oh, without a doubt, you have them on the ropes, but Penguins able to stay slippery, keeping themselves out of grasp of the Colts, able to win it in Game 5, completing the reverse sweep. But that has been it for the 9 o'clock hour. We will allow Mr. Lasagna Man to throw it to the next, or get the next match set up, which will be Star Rams versus Gators. Don't go anywhere. We should have that to you in 5 to 10 minutes.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to FDL Third Hour Sunday night, last match of the weekend. I'm Conway Twitchy, and I am joined here by Professor Freak, who you saw complete the reverse sweep in last game. Professor Freak, how are you doing tonight?
I'm tired, Conway. That was quite the series. I mean, between the first and last OT, it was like 7 games almost. So, props to the Colts. They played really well and kept it intense for us. But yeah, excited to lower my stress and just watch some other people play Rocket League right now.
Well, I feel that. Let me get them the rights in here, and we can get this going. Once I get this going, gotta type it out. But I'm glad to see that you still feel good after that long series, because you're right. That's something that we were talking about, was that first game. That first game was over 2 games itself. And
It tires you out, but yeah, I'm excited to see some higher level players certainly than myself with this matchup between the Rams and the Gators. It should be a good one. Um, I really don't know which way this could potentially go. Do you have any thoughts on that, Conway?
um, the Gators are really strong, but so are the Rams. So we just got to see what happens after that. Almost done here.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone wants to take a page out of the Penguins book and pull off a reverse sweep. I would advise against it. Personally, I think it's a lot easier to win in, with 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, I feel that completely. We've seen a lot of other sweeps, but we'll have to see what happens here. This game, the Rams instantly popping off. The Gators going to take it down the other way. Water is going to send it back the other way. DFAT's going to catch it. Looks like Heim's going to try to fight there. DFAT trying to get a second touch, not able to finish that one off. Heim's going to push it down. Heim carrying the ball, waiting for it patiently, gets it over Stubbs, or Stoobs, and good little fight there. Water's going to pop up. Good challenge. DFAT pushing this one in, and 4:30 in, and we haven't really seen any consistent pressure here.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely no chances that have seemed super threatening, despite the the Gators having a lot of pressure on net. But yeah, which one of these teams will break through first? That's obviously sets the stage for the match.
Yeah, it does, but I mean, as you probably already know, those kickoffs can really reset a lot of things too. Like, even if the other team scores, it's not that hard to get a good kickoff on the next one and get set up to score your own goal. So long stretches of gameplay where there's no goals don't really seem to affect anything else. But like you said, once that first goal gets scored, that's when it really seems to open up.
Yeah, I mean, it can be so demoralizing if you let in one of those kickoff goals right after one you worked really hard for. So hopefully we don't see that for whichever team scores first. But yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like anything's been super dangerous for either side offensively. A lot of midfield play and a lot of shots that have been handled well. I'm a little surprised at that one. I thought for sure the Gators were going to clear that one out.
Yeah, it was super close. Just floated up there. Stoobs hit the crossbar. Still was in the way, but Heim was able to punch that one in, and we cast our cursor there a little bit. But that is A-okay. Heim's going to get another shot here. DFAT's going to send it away. It's going to get pumped long over the other way by Stoobs. Stoobs is up. Heim's going to demo DFAT. Heim going for the demo, and Stoobs can't find it. That ball's going to get touched by both of the Rams, pushed down the long way. Water's going to take a shot. DFAT able to get it, but launched into his own goal in the process. Was able to recover. Heim's going to punch this one out. Stoobs is going to send it with a long clear. Not on target. Water's going to rotate around, but it doesn't matter. Stoobs ties this game right back up. 2:46 left. Just sends it down here, and you can see where Water turns. just
Yeah,
not
great.
able to get back to it.
Great setup off the big clear. I mean, Waters definitely expecting to hit that ball, but well executed by Stubbs and really nailed that ball home. And we got a tie game. But what did we talk about? Kickoff goals coming right after you work hard for a goal. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not gonna feel good for him, but that one's gonna get punched right in by Water, just taking that one right over both the defenders. And this one goes right back to a kickoff. And this is really where we see a lot of that balance of back and forth happen. Water's gonna carry this one down. Stoops is gonna take it off the roof of him. Stoops is gonna get a good clear, and DFAT's gonna tie this one up. Just jumped right over the defender and popped it up. And that was a beauty. Only took him 15 seconds.
Yeah, almost a kickoff goal. It just so happened that the Rams had the kickoff possession, but a quick challenge sets the ball up very nicely for DFAT to put it home.
Yeah, goes to the Gators side off the kickoff. It's up in the air. DFAT is back. Water misses the shot. Heim was going to turn on that. Smartly turns back to... I don't know if that's going to be a good position or not. DFAT was there. Heim missed that one and instantly started rotating up the field to try to get a good challenge. This ball is going to bounce down in front of the net. Water's up. It's going to go off the backboard. Stubbs trying to go from inside the net to save that one. Not able to get it. Water's going to hit the goalpost. Stubbs and DFAT trying to get that ball out. Heim misses that one. It's a good pop up by Stubbs. Good challenge there by DFAT. Stubbs once again hitting it up. Heim is going to fight for it. Delays Stubbs just enough. Water chasing this one down, but DFAT clears it out. Stubbs gets a good shot there, or a good clear, whatever that was. Takes it away from the other team. Punches it this way. DFAT's going to get demoed by Heim. Stubbs is there getting pestered, but not going to matter. DFAT with a good save there. Going to have to be very careful. The Rams are finally starting to put on some of that pressure we were talking about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a scary passage of play, and I think originally the side that DFAT spawned on was a little awkward, but it actually ended up letting him make the save. And here he's coming back, scoring off what really is a missed clear. Him trying to put that ball into either corner and actually just kind of pops it up, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe you tried to deflect that to a side. It would have worked better, but it just popped straight up and left that ball for DFAT. Unfortunately, Heim's going to challenge, or Water's going to challenge this one in front of DFAT there. Ball goes to the side. Heim is up, but Stubbs takes it back the other way. Water fighting for it. Those two almost double committed and ran into each other. DFAT pushing towards the net. Got the ball across. Nobody was there to take the shot, and Heim ended up stuck in the net. And what a good tight angle shot by DFAT to get that around the defenders. And the Gators are going to go up by 2 with a minute left. Took everybody a while to start scoring, but that is exactly what we had talked about.
And that's a really nice shot. And that's sometimes some of those where if you're the defender, you're kind of hoping probability-wise that the offensive player can't hit a shot that powerful and that well placed, but DFAT did exactly that right there.
He sure did. This ball staying in the Rams' end. They can't get it out. They're finally going to pop it up and over, but I think DFAT's going to get to this and does. Little challenge there by Heim. That one's going to stay there. Water can't play it off the wall. Stubbs is going to push it up. Gets challenged by Heim, but that was not the play. Going to get bounced out by Stubbs, and that's unfortunate.
Stubbs is like, you know what I got in common with the wall? You can't hit it past me. And just brick wall right there. Lets that 50 go perfectly. A little fortunate, but you've got to be feeling good if those balls are going in your favor. And there's been a couple of 50s tonight that have really gone hard wins for Stubbs.
Yeah, absolutely. Water's going to put that one up. It's going to go off. DFAT jumped up for it, not able to get it. Heim's going to turn this one to the side, try to catch it. Water almost got in the way there, but did not. Was able to get out of the way. Heim is there. Stubbs is going to bounce into DFAT, and Water's going to get one here. I don't know if they have enough time, but oh my goodness.
It's a nice shot, and unfortunately, the teammate bump that just put DFAT in an awkward position. Still, Water hit that ball very nicely. That was tough to get just under the bar the way he did. And maybe, this is start of that game 2 momentum swing that the Rams are thinking about.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, They're doing everything they can to push this down the field. They are getting some good opportunities.
No.
Oh, he lost the ball on top there, but that is A-okay. Gators are going to take the game 1 no matter what happened there. But Rams did start to build something there towards the end, and it was getting there. Even on shots, 4 saves for the Gators, 1 save for the Rams, and the goal differential is really the thing here, and that's kind of been the theme tonight. Is everybody's getting the same amount of shots or a very similar amount of shots, but the amount of shots that go in is widely different.
And I think, a lot of those, at least a couple of those Gator goals were off of misplays where you're essentially then have an undefended net or a defender that's trying to get back. So the Gators overall were a little cleaner in their defensive rotations. The Rams at times might look like they're a little panicky, and it's tough. I mean, it's a high pressure situation. You're down. You're also on stream, which adds another layer of stress to it. So we'll see if they can maintain that momentum because their offense looked definitely more potent at the end of the game. So we'll see if they can carry that into game 2.
Yes, we will as we jump here into game number 2. We'll get this one kicked off. Go there wait for the kickoff here in the middle. Everybody's in. Countdown begins. Oh, goodness. They're going to go. That ball instantly popped up by the Gators onto the Rams side. Stoops playing this one off the wall, tries to get the second touch and cannot. Waters there. Pushing it downfield. He just barely missed the ball, but I'm able to save DFAT's shot. DFAT's going to turn on this and pop it around. Water with a good challenge. Heim with a good redirect. Water can't get to it, though. Stoops is going to push this down, and it's probably a 2-on-1 here, but Heim with a power punch to get that one cleared out and gets right back to it again. Chasing down DFAT, gets the demo. Stoops is going to clear that one down. Heim is going to have to push this back and regroup, but I like what I'm seeing so far from these Rams. Certainly have picked up something from that last game.
Yeah, they seem to be playing a little bit more patient in offense too. I think in that last place, or that last breakaway that the Gators had, Stoops could have played a little bit more slowly to set up, but he may not have known it was a 2v1. And the demo now sets things up nicely potentially for the Rams.
Yeah, they're certainly getting that demo game working. We've seen that, make a huge difference in a lot of games tonight. So if that game gets working and they start clearing out those defenders, look for the Rams to get a little bit more momentum as Heim is going to float in there. Water looked like maybe they were going to try to take that shot, and they backed out of it, just popped over. Looked like he was maybe waiting on it, got out of the way just in time not to block their teammate, and that one worked out perfectly for them. Rams are going to take a 1-0 lead, but it took them a minute and 24 to get there, so slowing down the game the way that they did before, and DFAT says, I just want to tie this one right back up, and goes down and does in no time. That's one of those we talked about earlier.
DFAT basically just being like, why did you guys work so hard for that goal? I'm just going to come here and score immediately after kickoff, but yeah, I definitely think that the slower plays are putting the Gators in much more awkward positions in defense, and it's certainly working for the Rams if they can sustain it. And certainly not letting kickoff goals immediately after.
Yeah, ooh, that's a long clear from DFAT, could go in. Good touch there. I don't know how Heim got to that, but he did. That one's going to float back. Everybody's got to regroup. DFAT gets bumped by Heim. That was a crazy bump, but I don't know if it's going to matter. DFAT's there. Water's going to send this up. They're playing really well on defense as well. Every shot, every clear, every touch seems to be on purpose instead of just kind of throwing yourself at the ball. They've been able to get really involved and knock a lot of these folks around. That's going to be a little bit of a misplay. Heim misses that one. Water comes back and gets the demo on Stoops. 2:40 left in this game, tied 1-1. Heim's carrying it up. DFAT still following that one, but just barely misses. Water going to come down and challenge, takes it off the nose of DFAT, who is bumping Water in front of the net. Water tried to go for that ball and missed. Stoops is going to demo Heim. Water tries to get back to it off the post. It's going to float. DFAT is there. Heim going to have to turn and make this save, and does. That would have probably hurt if Heim just barely misses that one, but Water gets demoed by Stoobs again. Gators going aggressive in, traditional real alligator fashion. Chomping on everything and trying to get rid of the opponent there. This one's pushing down the field. Again, DFAT with a good shot. Water stops it, sends it back. Stoobs is going to send it back to his own end. We're sitting at 150 left, still tied 1-1. Heim's going to take a shot. It's high. Rams shooting has not been as good this game. They've had a couple of opportunities slip through their fingers. They played really well defensively, but defense doesn't do anything if your offense isn't really clicking. You can stop them from scoring, but to win this game, you have to score points, especially when it's all tied up.
Yeah, again, I like before when they were maybe playing a little slower in offense and forcing awkward plays and touches, came with, or actually I think it was Water with a little bit of the art of misdirection by, pretending to go for a ball, really leaving it for his teammate. But overall, both teams playing solidly in defense. I think the Rams have much better defensive position this game and look more comfortable. But neither team easily able to break through on the offensive end.
Yeah, that one's going to drop in, and Stoobs is going to take care of that. Really good play by the Gators here. Water goes up to make this touch and just pitched off the nose.
Don't go chasing waterfalls, or I guess if you're Stoobs, you do, because that was just a perfect waterfall off the curvature of the roof there.
Yeah, that one just not going their way. Stoobs is going to get this one too. Another long clear. Is that on net? It is. Long clear sniper goal for the Gators, who are going to take a 2-goal lead into the last 47 seconds. Oh
Yeah.
My goodness.
And that's, I understand the want for a center ball there, but when you've got defenders this competent, you have to be really careful about low and relatively slow center balls. Because if you're a Gator, that's like dangling, a live chicken in front of them. They're going to chomp down on that every time.
That's right. This one's going to get pushed down the field. Heim chasing. DFAT is there. The Rams haven't had a lot of possession. They've had some good clears and good touches, but really not possessing the ball the way that I think that they need to, because every long clear, every long touch really just plays into the aerial nature and the play of the Gators, and that is exactly what I'm talking about there. Just another long touch, long clear, and DFAT's able to get back to it. I think if they want to get the next game, they're going to have to play far more possession.
Yeah, and I think they maybe need to think about when and how they're initiating some of these 50s, because we saw it in the first game, and it just happened again there. Like they've gotten crushed on some 50s in the midfield, and maybe just focusing on, we don't want to be the first to initiate contact, and usually they control it a little better. So hopefully they're able to make the adjustments. Maybe they can pull off the reverse sweep, but the Gators still looking very solid and capitalizing on any time the Rams make a mistake.
Yeah, and we go into game number 3 here with Gators up by 2, possibly looking to sweep and close this one out. But once again, shot differential not that different. Really just the goal number again, and saves, 5 saves by the Rams, 4 saves for the Gators. Means that there was quite a few shots there by the Rams that could have gone in and didn't. So got to tighten that up just a little bit, but they have played everything hard, and the scoreline really hasn't shown the game in either of these. You look at it and you think, oh, the Gators dominated, but really it just wasn't like that for most of the game.
There definitely were situations there where at the end of a game, if you're the Rams, you're pushing harder and you're just much more likely to give up goals at that time. It was, for the first, over half the game tied. And it was really finally the Gators started to pull ahead. And that's the danger when facing a really strong defensive team, is you keep pushing, hoping, praying you're going to get a goal. And then if it goes wrong, it can go really wrong because you get yourself more out of position. So we'll see how the Rams adjust. I think they need to go back to what you called out earlier, Conway, like more physical play. They started that earlier in game 2, but it kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it certainly did. Heim going up for that ball, not able to get it. Water going to take a shot here and try to possess it. Puts it on net. DFAT able to get there. Heim wasn't able to bump DFAT out of the way, unfortunately for him, and that ball's going to go right back towards their end. Heim's going to send that to the corner. Water goes back towards the net, just barely goes actually past the net and goes for boost. Had to rotate back for that one in a dangerous spot. DFAT gets challenged. That ball is up. Heim misses it. Was trying to touch that back in the other end. Stubbs sends it up. Good pass up. And that one is just in for DFAT. What a crazy play there and excellent teamwork. Stubbs put that up. And Heim was jumping out and didn't get a chance to get to that ball. That was just an incredible team play there by the Gators.
Great shot, too. Bar down placement. I mean, good luck saving that.
That one's going to fall on the Gators side again. Heim's going to put it up, try to get it around DFAT, who does get a good touch. Heim fighting again. DFAT with a good second touch in the challenge. Heim running low on boost, going to have to be very careful. Water is back, going to turn on this ball, pop it up. Going to have to go up for it. Gets a good shot, but it doesn't matter. Defense is there. Heim's going to demo Stubbs, so DFAT's going to have to do everything by himself. Good demo there by Water. 2-on-1 opportunity coming here. Water has the ball, gets it over, but it's too high. And then Heim follows up, and that one pops up high. That ball's going to drop because DFAT missed. Stubbs is going to drop it down. Water is going to try to possess this, but doesn't. Just flicks it back, and Stubbs takes it. DFAT puts it on. Good little bump play there. Heim chasing that ball down. Going to push that towards the net, and their persistence pays off. Really good physical play there yet again. This is the possession that I was talking about. If you try to flick everything down the field, it seems like the Gators have an answer, but if you try to possess it, you can kind of get it a little bit further down and do a little bit more with it. So,
yeah, I think them taking some softer first touches, we've seen where Water's trying to set up shots and maybe hits the ball a little too far away from him, giving the defender more time to react to it, potentially able to beat him. And yeah, those lighter touches, playing a little bit slower, that was definitely a little bit of a hectic overall passage of play on both sides, and the Rams have got to be really happy that they came out with it with a goal.
this one a good challenge here by the Gators, keeping the pressure on. Heim's going to turn this down and push it back down the field. He's going to send it, cut it over, try to take a good shot. DFAT gets a good touch, has to go up for the second one. They're pushing down the field. Good air control there by DFAT. Stubbs tried to get to that ball and keep it in, but couldn't. Going to race to it by Heim. Stubbs is going to get there and pinch it off of Heim. This one's going to go all the way back down. Water has to do something. That ball's in front of the net, but they both post it. Water's got a chance to push it down the field. He's going to get it around DFAT, and that is exactly what the Rams were looking for. You make the Gators make a mistake like that, they get too far forward, and Water pushing down with excellent car and ball control puts it on net, and this is exactly what they were waiting for. Rams are going to take a 2-1 lead with 2:32 left, lots of game, and we have definitely seen how these kickoffs have affected everything.
You know, that's what you'd call a 2-goal miss, because if that had been on, if the Gators hadn't double committed there, and if they'd been able to get that in, I mean, they would be the ones up. But unfortunately, the way that ball pinched out, having both of them go immediately in a counterattack position, so, you know, the Rams getting a little lucky on that possession, but I feel like the Gators maybe not as clean in terms of some of the misplays they're making this game, and that could be exactly what the Rams need.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to turn on this. Gators trying to keep a little bit more pressure on. Heim's going to get there. Demos Stubbs. Water's going to touch it over. Stubbs is going to respawn in that corner. Going to wait for it. Managed to get that boost, but gets demoed again. Heim's going to get touched. It looked like DFAT got him in the air. And good defensive play there by DFAT. DFAT making a lot of good plays to keep them in this game. Heim's going to send this back the other way. It's going to rotate around. Long shot there. DFAT had an opportunity, but Water sends it the other way. Heim's going to touch this one on the wall. Stubbs is going to get demoed again. They're just keeping Stubbs off the field. Water goes to play this and gets a good touch. It's going to fall on top of DFAT. Water still challenging. Heim in net. And Heim misses the save, and DFAT's going to tie this game up. Heim was there in net, and that might have not been beneficial because they weren't able to get moving to get anything on the ball.
I mean, DFAT just showing though a great example of a bounce dribble and controlling that first touch, keeping it close to you. And I mean, he did rip that shot. I don't think Hames expecting that powerful of a shot near post. So DFAT really doing it on offense right now for the Gators.
Yeah, we're sitting here. The Gators still have a shot here. They're keeping the pressure on again. And that's really been the name of the game for the last 2 minutes or so. They've just been able to keep constant pressure. Water's going to pop this down. Heim's going to have to turn on this, but turns back. May have been a mistake because the Gators are going to get another one by Stubbs.
Oh, and this is a tough goal late in game 3. You feel like you've had the advantage most of the game if you're the Rams, and then you let this goal in. And that's an awkward positioning choice by Haim. I mean, we can get caught there. Anybody can get caught there. Oh, no. Okay. Definitely still potential for the Rams, but they can't have pickoff goals like that.
No, Water trying to push this over and get a good opportunity. DFAT's not there, and Haim is going to punish that one. Just a little misflip there by DFAT trying to play defense, and the Rams still in this game with 27 seconds left. They're not going down without a fight.
Definitely the misclear there by DFAT, but you also got to give Water credit with no boost, flipping into that ball and managing to get it center for his teammates. So the Rams are definitely not giving up here. They've got a very good shot of winning this game. What will they do?
I don't know. 15 seconds left. Gators are on the charge. Probably the last one for this.
Oh, no.
Stubbs is going to get there. Just popped it around Haim. To get one back and then give it up right back, that's been absolutely frustrating. Stubbs is going to get that one. 10 seconds left. The Rams are going to need a kickoff goal here if they don't want to be swept.
If you're Water there, I think you're thinking that you're in the Fennec. Your car's tall enough to hit that without jumping off the wall. And as soon as that goes past you, you realize the trouble that you're in.
Gators are trying to get another one for the road, and it does not matter. That ball is going to drop down, and for as close as all of these games are, the Gators will come away with a 3-0 sweep and shot count 11 for each team, just absolutely identical the entire way through. Everybody here has been so evenly matched, and really it's just going to be capitalizing on the opportunities, and they weren't able to do that.
Yeah, it definitely played cleaner in the second half of that game. The Rams had some key mistakes that really cost them. And then, DFAT really, really stepping up offensively in that last game, hitting some critical shots and some real bangers too. So, yeah, it's a great win for the Gators. You've got to be happy about that even though it's close, you clutched it out in every game.
Yeah, and the Rams played everything tough. I don't think they can be upset either. I mean, they were in every single game. Probably very frustrating for them, and we've all been there.
We have. Are we going to get the Gators in here potentially?
Yeah, we can get them in here for an interview if they join if they are in the room. I am okay with that.
I'd also get, typically alligators after they eat, they want to sleep for a while, they hibernate, they're cold-blooded, so, they definitely ate their fill tonight.
Yeah, they did. They were eating good, especially once they started getting those demo plays back and forth. Alligators are pretty cool. I've gotten to see a few in person, so I can attest to the things that they like to do there. We'll just have to wait and see if they're going to join us.
Yeah, I think I used up too much of my energy in my own match tried to will the reverse sweep for the Rams, see if they could get that, but didn't work out. Here they are. Defense.
Gators, welcome to the interview booth. You guys played absolutely incredible, and that one felt like a really close series. Did it feel close to you watching it, or how did you handle that?
I mean, I know both water and ham games, so just going out there and knowing how to play with and around them kind of helped a little bit. I'm sure they know how to do the same, so it was fun all around. Had a good time.
I'm sure you did, taking that one to a sweep when was the first game that went to overtime. One of the games I feel like went to overtime, but that was we were just watching. I mean, you guys were pretty even on shots, but it seemed like you guys were able to hit a few more and be just a little bit more accurate there.
Yeah, it helps a lot when you're able to put the ball into the net. I hear, so I tried it. If only Stoobs here could also do the same.
What?
Oh man.
You,
No,
it
that was
definitely showed. You did practice that, and you put it in with some gusto. I appreciated the. Basically, after I had said, I'd like to see the Rams do a little bit more controlled first touches, and you did one and like banged a bounce dribble shot right into the net. I'm curious. Did you? There were some, I think, unfortunately costly mistakes for the Rams. How does it feel when your opponent makes a mistake like that? Is there any empathy there? Do you feel for them at all when that happens?
I mean, personally, like, at the end of the day, right? It's a for fun league, but it's also a league, so you kind of gotta put feelings aside and just be like, all right now they're the opponent, they're enemy number one.
Yeah. Well, you guys definitely, it didn't show any hesitation to capitalize on them in the game. But I think for Conway and I, we definitely felt for the Rams with those plays. But yeah, great games for you guys tonight. How did you guys prepare for this match? Is there anything specifically you did? You mentioned you're familiar with both players. Is there anything that you'd recommend anybody else when it comes to preparing for somebody?
Personally, I had college classes all week, so I didn't get to prepare. I don't know if Stoobs did anything special. Did you do anything, Stoobs?
No, I had a cat crawl across my monitor
During the game?
at one point.
Riveting.
That is certainly an interesting thing. I mean, I don't know that I'd recommend all players try it, but certainly interesting. I mean, that very well could be the reason you guys won. Kind of like Schrodinger's cat, but just for Rocket League.
What color was your cat?
A white and orange.
See, white and orange cats across your path means good luck. Black cats, bad luck apparently. So you heard it here first.
No, wait a minute. What do we got against black cats? I got a black cat too. He's got anxiety though.
I
So-
have nothing against black cats. I just was trying to tie that into the old belief.
Fair enough.
There's only one way that we're gonna accurately know this, dude. So the next game, you're gonna have to find out a way to get your black cat to cross in front of your monitor, and we are gonna need follow up.
Okay.
So,
I can.
and then based on that, we'll be able to extrapolate and assume that whatever type of cat crossing in front of your monitor during a game is either a guaranteed win or a guaranteed loss.
Works for me.
Well, how you guys feeling about the rest of the season?
I'm just ready to get after next week. I'm good to go to keep playing, but besides for that, I mean, it's just take it one week at a time. That's all you can do, and have fun with it.
It's a good strategy to have.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else. Professor, do you have anything else?
No, just well played, gentlemen. Go pet your cat or cats, and thank them.
Most certainly will.
Well, we'll give you a minute here. We still have a few minutes if you guys want to shout somebody out or go for a call out if you're feeling cocky tonight. The floor is yours.
I'd like to call out Kin. Get good. No, I'm kidding. I kid. No, I mean, I don't. Who do we play next week? I don't even know the answer to that one. But we'll call them out, I guess, since we're meeting them anyways.
All right, there you go. Insert team name here. Watch out next week.
Yes.
Well, there you have it. That's what we have for Sunday night. That'll wrap us up. Shout out to Galloway being on here earlier. Shout out to Professor Freak for both an entertaining series and for coming in here to join us in the booth right after. Shout out to Lasagna for all the work he puts in on the back end. And thanks to everybody else that has helped put everything together this weekend. From FDL, I've been Conway Twitchy, joined here by Professor Freak and Lasagna Man. We hope you have a wonderful night and a great week, and we hope to see you here Friday. Take care.